morning on day 7. Just left Hawes Youth Hostel around about 8:30, so quite a late day for me. Trying to get over to Tan Hills today, which is England's highest pub, I believe. Means I've got to do about 16.5 miles. I would say it'd be fairly relaxed that distance, but of course, inevitably, going to the highest pub means it's generally uphill. So we shall see how I get on. Yesterday worked out I actually did 8.5 miles to get to Hawes. Had what I would call a Nero day. So not a rest day, not a zero day, but kind of like a nearly zero day, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I call it a Nero day. And yeah, spent half a day walking and half a day in the pub, virtually. Had a good look around Hawes though as well. If you want a major stop, that is the place to do. The other thing for me to celebrate is I'm now in triple digits. So to get to Hawes, it's 102.5 miles, I think. So yeah, I'm in the triple digits now. Not halfway. Still another 20 odd miles for that. Right, best get on. See you later. So this is Hadrow. If you're looking for a camping site near Hawes, then this is maybe 2 miles max. Nice pub as well. Green Dragon. Tea room, the cart house, campsite office. There you go. Here's the Pennine Way. Going to Thwaite, 8 miles. At the moment, forever upward. So we finally arrived at Great Shona Felltop. Great seating arrangements here. And I've just noticed that the trig point's integrated into the wall. But yeah, in fact I've been sat here for a little while, out of the little breeze that there is, looking at the fine views, and we're going to head in that direction to a place called Thwaite, and it's probably about 2 miles away. So if you're wondering what that says, it's please keep in single file. I only know that because it said it at the start of the field. Oh, lift as well. Oh. I'm curious, guys. Every field seems to have one of these little barns. There just seems to be so many of them. You look in the distance there, nearly every field has one there. and then we go up here. There's one here, over there, there's 3. Why so many? So we're just coming out of Thwaite, and it says we've got about 7 mile-ish to do to get to Town Hill, or the pub at Town Hill. And more importantly, the whole thing that will have more of a dramatic impact is about 1,500 feet of ascent to do. We also pass through Keld, and we'll talk about the significance of that when we get there. But now I push on. Got some lovely scenery. And just in the distance we can see the rooftops of Keld. The significance of Keld is it's on the coast to coast route. I think it may be nearly halfway, and obviously we're on the Pennine Way and we're not too far away from halfway as well. I can see it at last. Town Hill Inn. Oh, what a sight. So there we have Town Hill Inn, about 50 metres away. So yes, I'm at Britain's highest inn, 1,700 feet. And I'll try and sort of show you around later on if I can in the pub and what have you. The great thing is they charge £10, but it goes to charity, it goes to air ambulance. And also just at the side there they do have a shower and a toilet, so yeah, pretty good deal I would say. Obviously I'm going in the pub to have some food and something to drink, no doubt, and what can I say, while away the evening. Today's been a good day, 16.5 miles. It was tough going in certain places, as you would have seen, but I enjoyed it, and I predicted I was going to get here for 5 o'clock and it was actually 5:05, so that was pretty good. Right, so tomorrow we go to Middleton-in-Teesdale, I think it is. Anyhow, somewhere north, no doubt. I'll see you in the morning. So my morning view from my sleeping bag. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Not sure it'll be still there by the time I've packed stuff away and had breakfast, but we shall see. I'm intrigued. Does anyone know why the tent kind of goes all slack when it's frosted over? I was really tensioned up last night. I'm not sure you can tell where I've been. Yeah, just about there. Right, head over to the inn on Town Hill, go the loo, and on my way. And it'll be probably dead on 7 then. I love how the highest pub in Britain has to have its own snowplough. So a little map here. Town Hill. We're generally heading this way this morning to get to Middleton-in-Teesdale, going over the A66. I say going over, but I'm fairly certain we actually go under. And the other place we're going to is God's Bridge. Interesting. Right. So I'm following these white posts. Apparently this moors is particularly notorious for people getting lost. Just to say, I really enjoyed myself in the Town Hill Inn last night. Nice to be near a warm fire. Good food, good crack. I was talking to a guy who cycled around France. He said I did look hardcore coming over the moors to the inn, which was nice of him to say. And then I was talking to a guy who lived nearby. He was a taxi driver and actually transports people around after they're finished to wherever they're staying. Does it for the Pennine Way and for the coast to coast because he lives in Kirby Stephen. So if those guys are watching, all the best, and it was great talking to you. Right, need to get on. Stay right of the next wave marker post. Caution, deep hole. Left, right, okay. Yeah, as you can see, got little orange markers here. The pole's over there. Nearly tripped. No wonder this is notorious. It's so difficult to see where you're going. And I do have the advantage of an absolute clear day. But it's quite a long way to the next post. But I can just about see them in the distance. Not sure if you can see that, but we're going to God's Bridge. So I'm not quite sure what I was expecting of God's Bridge, but now I actually see it, it kind of makes sense. It's not a wooden bridge, it's not something that's been put in place by man. God has provided this bridge over the stream. So yeah, it makes perfect sense now. And then over there, we have a lime kiln. Or what would have been used as a lime kiln. To extract lime from the rocks and stones that would have been burned to spread on the fields. Now it's the A66 for us. We go under the A66. Evidence of a recent moorland fire. So the people who own this land put the shelter together here. Just this end where the window is open, that's the part of the shelter. So we'll go inside. Out of the wind, in the shelter, reading the graffiti. One there from Rachel. Walking Land's End to John O'Groats via the Pennine Way. Don't ask me why, seemed like a good idea at the time. Tonight I call this place home. 16th of June 2018. Very grateful for this shelter. Taking my Lithuanian feet through this beautiful British land. Wish me well. 17th of June 2018. And Sergeant Gregson, RAF, out for a bimble. Feb 21. I bet it was cold then. So here's that map again. Tan Hill down here. But I think we're about here now. On our way to Middleton-in-Teesdale. Wow, short of nothing. Ice cream in the freezer. I'm not sure it's the weather for that. And they haven't got any anyhow, but they have got milk. And water as well. And an interesting picture. And a bin. Can't believe how useful a bin is. I always end up carrying so much rubbish with me. And a recycling point. And you don't even have to do the washing up. Cushion on the seat as well. Everything's really been thought of. Here's Middleton in Teesdale. As you can see, you find me in a very different place today. So I've arrived in Middleton-in-Teesdale. It was probably around about 3 o'clock actually, having done the 16 miles from Tan Hill. And yeah, it was quite nice because it was mainly downhill. However, the weather had changed, pretty cold and windy, and everyone I met told me so. But tomorrow's going to be grand tomorrow, so fingers crossed, hope it will be. And the plan tomorrow is to get over to Dufton, which is 20 miles. But excited because I see Hike Up Nick tomorrow. Looking forward to that. The campsite that I'm on, 5 whole English pounds for the night. And that includes showers and toilets and water. But it is a bit strange because I'm on a site with mobile homes as well. But hey ho. One of the attractions originally when I read up about it was that it had its own bar and you could get food. Sod's law, it doesn't open till Easter. So I'm going to take a wander into Middleton and have a look round, which I've wanted to do for some time actually. So yeah, let's go and have a wander. But if we wanted a pizza, Oz's Pizzas is over there. And there's a newsagent shop further down. Good morning from the Pennine Way. So left Middleton and now on my way to a place called Dufton, which is about 20 miles away, and we're following for large parts of the journey the River Tees, and then we do get up onto the moors for the last kind of few miles, and there is quite a bit of beauty along the way. In fact, some people say this is possibly one of the best sections. However, the thing I'm struggling with at the moment is the number of stiles. So I've come to another stile, that's why I've stopped. In fact, there's 249 stiles on the Pennine Way. I think 50 of them must be in this particular spot. Anyhow, stop complaining, Nigel. You can see the weather, nice and sunny, but again, really cold this morning. Lots of frost on the ground. Seen quite a bit of ice as well. It's really strange, it goes from one extreme to the other. Anyhow, no more complaining about the weather. I need to crack on. So this bridge is actually a Grade 2 listed building. Only one person allowed on it at a time. Thank goodness no one else is around. I'm not going all the way across. Oh yeah, I can feel it a bit. Anyhow, this here is low force waterfall. In addition to low force waterfall, there's a high force. We've just got to walk a bit further. A wonderful place to rest a walker. Well, on the opposite side, down here, it says it reverts to scrub once it's gone, it's lost. A farmer. I'm very confused. So you're walking along in the beautiful English countryside, and then you see this. Yep, a quarry. I suppose it has to happen somewhere. I see it at last. So I'm not 100% sure what this is. I think, looking at the map, it's Maze Beck, and we're following it till we get to the reservoir, which is through the valley. Look at this for a view. that was fun, especially the climb up. You have to have a head for heights to get up there, for sure. Right, I think we're about halfway to Dufton. So Hike Up Nick is next on my agenda. £10 for the night. Table and chairs if you need them. And the water is just there against the fence. And I'm tucked away in the corner. So Dufton is a really beautiful village. We can see here one of the fountains, the water fountains. And there's the local pub, the Stag Inn, which I actually had my evening meal there. It's really nice inside, nice old country pub. And they've got extensive gardens out the back that look out onto the fell that you can see there in the distance.